Hello and welcome to another edition of Grapes and Greens. This is the 8th edition or episode, and delighted to say that I'm with a gentleman who has won twice on the DP World Tour and is the touring professional for Massey Golf. And we've got Dan Bradbury with me. Hi Dan, how are you?
I'm great, thank you for having me.
You must be a happy boy with leads going up.
Yeah, amazing timing, amazing timing.
Brilliant to get you when you're happy. You got 6 points for next year when you've come up against Spurs, I'm sure, the way we're playing.
Yeah, unless you buy all of our best players, but we'll see. We'll see. Hopefully this time next year I'm not wishing we'd have stayed down.
I think you'll be all right this time. We always start with a glass of wine, and I know that you kind of like your wine. You're a celiac, is that correct?
I am, yeah. So I've got celiac disease, which is an autoimmune disease.
How did you? Have you always had it from a youngster, or did you find it recently? Or?
No, so my mum actually got diagnosed probably just before COVID.
Okay.
And they said test your kids, and so I was diagnosed with it. In hindsight, it kind of explains a few things.
Okay.
But I did a blood test and then went through the whole procedures and got diagnosed with it. So it's the autoimmune disease for gluten-free, basically.
Yeah.
So
wine's okay.
Wine's amazing. Wine's my drink of choice now. So I was more into the beers when I was younger, and then like I say, I got diagnosed when I was 21, 22. So I'd had a few years of drinking beer and not particularly liking it, and now I've turned to wine and I'm enjoying that a lot more.
And you were telling me earlier that you like South African wine. Obviously you won in South Africa, so that might have something to do with it, but you were saying that you brought back some nice reds from Stellenbosch, was it?
I did, yeah. We did a little... So I played the Nedbank and the Dunhill just before Christmas. The family that I stay with at the Dunhill are an amazing family. And they like the wines, so combined with them and my caddy, who also loves wine, I put together a selection of beautiful reds and brought them home, and I've been drinking them ever since. And
is it something that I know there's a lot of golfers, and you'll know a lot of golfers, and I think you went to Big Easy and obviously Ernie Els vineyard as well, that obviously enjoy their wine. One of the reasons why we started Grapes and Greens is there's a huge connection between golf and wine. And do you think that it will lead into you investing and maybe collecting wines as well?
Yeah, possibly in the future, yeah. I mean, like we were saying, I think 2 or 3 years ago I was just beginning to enjoy my wines, and every year since I've enjoyed them more and more, and yeah, who knows where I'll end up, but maybe investing in them. But yeah, I'm just looking forward to enjoying some more and learning more about them, and trying some more.
Yeah, I think it's always a good thing. I think wine, one of the reasons why Grapes and Greens is in existence is the connection between golf and wine. And we were saying, the claret jug just epitomises that story. And hopefully one day you might be picking up that claret jug and putting some nice wine into it.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind that, that's for sure. Yeah, let's hope so.
Well, we've got, from Wine and Earth, we've got a lovely Soave from Frascetto. It's an Italian wine. I kind of grew up with Soave, and I wasn't always particularly a big fan. It was a bit woody. Also, I never really got a lot of flavour. And when I joined Wine and Earth, one of our top tasters, and his huge knowledge of wine, said that one of his favourites was this particular Soave. So I thought I'd bring it along, have a taste and see what you think. Cheers. Really good to play with you today. It was great.
Enjoyed it.
It's got a lovely nose. It's made in stainless steel tanks, so it feels really fresh, really clean. The aftertaste.
That is lovely.
It's not too strong. It just feels like you could quaff this after a game of golf on a terrace, discussing around a golf with your friends. Quite easily, couldn't you?
Oh,
your pro-am partners, probably.
Yeah, pro-am partners, yeah. No, definitely. I think the first thing that comes to mind is I genuinely I feel refreshed.
Yeah.
Like it feels like my mouth is cleaner now I've had a drink. So it's really, really nice. And like you say, I don't like it too bitter, and that is far from that.
Yeah, it's a good one to have. And as I say, we can easily sell that to you, so that's not a problem.
I was about to say I might be taking a picture of the label and having a look later.
That's good. So where did golf all begin? You know, for you when you were a lad, were you a footballer? Did you go into golf, or was it your mum sort of dragged you along, or your dad dragged you along to a golf club? How did it all start?
Yeah, so I played football and golf growing up. My dad was a golfer, but he didn't start until he was in his 30s, and I think that's something that he regrets. Kind of the old golf's an old man sport, that sort of thing, and then as he started playing it, he realised it wasn't. So he took me along from being really young, to be honest. I was probably 4 or 5 when I was going to driving range, and then used to go to junior coaching when I was sort of 6, 7, 8, and just loved it. I mean, I still, like I say, still played the football on the side all the way up until I was about 13, 14. But yeah, just progressed really well with golf, joined a club when I was 8.
Is this the Wakefield Club?
Yeah, Wakefield Golf Club.
And you're still there?
I am, yeah. They gave me honorary life membership, which
Nice.
I'm very grateful for. It's an amazing, just a members club.
Yeah.
And the course is pretty solid too, so that always helps. But yeah, so started playing a little bit more, and then sort of got to about 11 or 12, and it was like, right, okay, like I'm not too bad here. And then, like I say, when 13, 14, quit the football to concentrate on the golf a little more. My dad couldn't take me to both on us. They were just started conflicting too much. Okay. I would play the first half of football on a Sunday morning, have to come off at half time and go to Yorkshire golf coaching. I mean, it just wasn't working.
No.
So yeah, quit the football, and I was scared of getting injured as well at football, which is, you're more likely to get injured in that case. Yeah. So my dad's stopped, even though that was his first love sort of thing. He was not a bad footballer. He really wanted me to be a footballer. But around, like I say, 11, 12, 13, he realised I probably would be better at golf, and I think he made some good choices along the way. But yeah, so just naturally progressed through the junior golf system in Yorkshire.
Was there a good junior section at Wakefield?
Yeah, it was good. There was a group of guys about 3 or 4 years older than me that were all 17, 18 years old and off sort of scratch. So when we were 13, 14 coming through, I'd have been off between 5 and 10 at the time. They're all playing off scratch, so playing with them all the time, it's really, really good for you. And I was very lucky. One of my best friends, still to this day, George, he played for the Scottish national team. He was a very, very good player, and he was a year younger than me. But actually, throughout our whole junior career, we played pretty much every night after school together. We were very similar levels, so it was great competition, just me and him. But yeah, I think...
Was he always a bit better than you?
Well, he was a year younger than me, so technically...
Shouldn't have been.
At times, yeah, he was better. I think, but we just had lots of great matches, and it was always very competitive but very friendly. But yeah, I mean, he would beat me, I would beat him. And he was a year younger, so it was great for us both. And then we both went off to America. But yeah, up until that point, it was very much us two kind of pushing each other on. And well, I'm not really sure if I want to go to golf today, but I'm going to play with George, so I'll go, sort of thing. And you know you're going to have a good game, which helps.
That's great. And was it the fact that, you know, again, I always think golf is fantastic for juniors, and I had that as well, whereby mum and dad drop you off at 9 o'clock in the morning, pick you up at 9 o'clock at night, pretty much. They know you're safe, you're enjoying what you want to do, and you're in fresh air. It's fantastic. Yeah,
the amount of pictures I have on some old phones of me coming up the last hole, and the clubhouse is lighting up the green, and it's dark, and we've been out there way too long. It was amazing, yeah. And in the school holidays, mum would drop us off at 8 and see you after work, and it was brilliant. Times like that, you can't beat it. I mean, I think I had a perfect balance with football and golf. So I think you still need that team element and that camaraderie that you get with football and teammates and the social skills. But I think having that individual sport to sort of get my head down and really focus on was key.
And were you academic as well? I mean, did you do A levels?
Yeah, so I did relatively well in GCSEs, mostly A's and B's. Did A levels, and yeah, I mean, I wouldn't sit here and say I'm academic. I didn't find school too difficult. I would say that, and I definitely didn't try as hard as I probably should have. Spent a little bit too much time either planning. I spent more time planning to study than I did actually studying, making revision schedules, all that thing, than actually doing the revision. So I struggled a little bit with the studying. But again, I knew that golf was my passion, and I'd rather be on a golf course than sitting at a desk studying. So that was my issue. But I got away with it, and I still did okay in school. So.
And you got a scholarship to Tennessee, is that right?
Yeah, so I was never really, while I was doing my A-levels, the college I was at were encouraging us to look at universities, and I was never really interested in university over here. It was all the party life and the going out, and that wasn't really me at the time. It still isn't, it never has been, probably never will be, but yeah, so I was never really into the idea of university over here. So I was looking at apprenticeships and things like that, and then I kind of said, well, I might as well have a look at America for golf, and see what we can get, and signed up with one of the agencies with Pro Dream, and you pay them a fee, and they basically speak to the coaches on your behalf and get you situated out there, and it was the best thing I ever did.
Why was it Tennessee? Was that something that they approached you, or did you approach them? Or
so Lorne, who was running Pro Dream, the agency, he knew the coach at Lincoln Memorial, Travis Munsey, and they had a relationship. Travis had a team of 15 guys, and 8 were British, so that was another really attractive feature of the school. Travis himself was a great guy. I still speak to him a lot now. Probably I need to speak to him more, to be fair, but while he was over there, he was a bit of a dad to us all, and it wasn't this whole coach this, coach that. It was, I called him Travis. It was like a personal relationship you had with him, and so I knew that if I was in trouble, I could call him. And when you're 4,000 or 5,000 miles away from home, that's really significant. So I think the combination of that, the weather in Tennessee is usually pretty good, and the scholarship that I got a relatively good scholarship. Went down to Division 2 because I couldn't get as much scholarship in Division 1. My mum and dad couldn't afford to send me to school and pay 20,000-30,000 a year, so it was a matter of price range as well, and it worked out perfectly.
Yeah, perfect. And what, 10 on the team was there in?
There was about, we had a really big team, because it was a private school. They needed a few more guys on the team, so there was actually anywhere between 15 and 20 guys.
Okay.
But obviously only 5 play every week, so it's a pretty competitive environment. I mean, don't get me wrong, out of the 20, not everybody was competitive, but there was 10 or 12 guys there that were good golfers, and all would have been scratch handicappers. And
you played in the NCAAs and worked through that?
Yeah, so we managed to win a conference championship. I managed to win a few events myself, and yeah, we made it to the NCAA finals, which was the first time. I think it was the second team in school history to ever do that. So we got to the national championship final, lost out by 1, which was heartbreaking. But yeah, we had a great team, a great group of lads, and we won lots of events together, and we had a great time along the way.
Brilliant. And did you come back and play for England golf as well? Was that how it worked?
Yeah, so England golf, I was never in England golf as a junior. I was always sort of just outside. I wasn't quite good enough in their eyes, and so never got selected. And then while I was over there, I started playing better. They created an overseas squad, which was just a title, really. They didn't. We went to a few commitments in the summer, but I've actually never played for England, which is, I think it's a shame. I really wish I had, but it's just the way it worked out. But no, I would come home in the summers and I would play all the national events. I'd play the amateur, the British amateur.
You played the Links Trophy?
I played the St.
Used to
Andrews
run
Links
that.
Trophy.
Yeah, that was one of mine.
That was a great.
It was a good event,
great
isn't it?
event. Yeah. So no, I've been very lucky to play pretty much all the top elite amateur stuff. I played a US amateur as well.
Right. Where was that?
So Bandon Dunes.
Oh
in
wow.
Oregon, yeah. So
Wow.
that was during COVID actually. So it was a strange experience. But yeah, I came home for lockdown and then got shut down and was hitting balls into an old mattress in the garden for 9 weeks, and then got the phone call, well, the email to say I'm in the US Am. So I had to get back on a flight to America as soon as I could. So that was a strange time, but yeah. So I played all the amateur stuff over here, but never for England, unfortunately.
When did you think I might actually be good enough to turn pro?
I think there was one moment in college. So I'd won a couple of Player of the Years. I was the #1 ranked in Division 2, which was a real good achievement. I'd won 2 or 3 events, I think, that year, and then I went and played our conference finals, and I won by 10, and I think it was 17 shots clear of third. So at that moment, I kind of thought, right, okay, like that's quite good. And at this point, I'd already committed to Florida State University, which because of COVID, we got an extra year. So committed to go there, and I think that that was one moment, and then when I made the transition to Florida State, that was very much like, okay, these guys are good, they're a lot better, the standard's a lot higher, but I'm not playing my best stuff and I'm still competing with these guys. So if I can start playing my best stuff, I can get there.
Yeah.
That's kind of when I thought I have a chance.
Brilliant.
But up till that point, I mean, I was 21, 22 at that time.
Yeah.
It was still just a thought, just a
thought.
hope.
And kind of asked you this at the Q&A for Mashi, but do you think you're a natural player, or do you think you really, I mean, during that process, did you have to work really hard, or did it come naturally?
I'd like to say it came naturally, but looking back, at the time I didn't think I was working that hard, because I really enjoyed golf. I still do, obviously, but I enjoyed everything I did. So I think at the time I thought I was just playing golf. Looking back, I was like, right, okay, I put the hours in here. So I think it's the balance. It's like I said earlier as well, on a scale of this is super natural and this is super mechanical and forced, I'm probably more on the natural side, but I still have to work for it. I think there's a lot of guys that fit, well, everyone fits along the scale somewhere. There's not too many at the very, very ends. I think even Scotty Scheffler and Rory, people like, they're so naturally talented, but they definitely work for it as well.
Yeah.
But it's finding where you fit on that scale, and that's.
I can remember, it's going back a while, but my first European Tour event as a tournament referee was in 1991, and it was in Monte Carlo, and Seve was playing. He was the #1 golfer in the world. Mm-hmm. He shot 64. He came in, had lunch at 12:30. Didn't leave the club because he was practicing all afternoon till 6 o'clock. And so everybody thinks he probably was the most natural golfer ever, which shows you've worked at it as well.
yeah, definitely. I think there's so many stories like that. I mean, everyone on tour works for what they get.
Yeah.
There's no one gets.
But you have to,
everything.
don't you?
Exactly.
I mean, today's world there's so many good players. And there's so many good players that don't make it to get onto the tour, let alone play on tour, let alone to win on tour, let alone to go and win a major.
100%. I think the biggest thing for me is combining that with enjoyment.
Yeah.
Is making sure that you spend enough time at the course practicing that you're getting the work done you need to do, but actually are you still enjoying it? Do you still have that drive to go and do that? You don't want to be there on a range for 3 hours after a round. If you don't want to be there, you're not going to learn anything. Yeah. You have to want to be there in the first place to then be able to get some productive work done, I would say.
But these you listen to the Rorys and all the top players, and they always talk about team. The team. If you've got a team of people that you work with, who you have around you.
Yeah, I think the team can change over the years, and I think I'm still figuring out my exact team. I think I've still got the core. I mean, I would say my mum and dad are in my team. My family is in my team.
Yeah.
I would say I've had a lot of guidance off the same people over the years, management, people like that. I've had the same coach, Steve Robinson. I've had him now working with me for 11, 12 years.
Right, wow.
As soon as I got in the Yorkshire system, I met him and I was like, he knows what he's doing, and we've worked together since. And so I think keeping that core the same, and then maybe going, right, well, do we need this little thing added on? Do we need this? And I've tried things that haven't worked, and I suppose caddies, I've had one caddy for 18 months. We split up. It sounds weird to say split up, but we split up last summer, and I've had Asa, my caddy, now for 9-10 months, and it's been great. And that relationship's growing. He's now part of my team. He was part of my team from day one, but he's becoming a stronger part of the team, I would say. And
is he the guy who knows about red wine?
He loves.
He should definitely stay with your team.
Yeah,
I think.
exactly, exactly. But yeah, I think my team's evolving, and I've only been on tour less than 3 years, so I'm still learning what works for me and how I can get the most out of myself, and how the people around me can help me do that.
And how do you work a lot in the gym? Do you have to do that? I mean, you see Rory, again, we keep going back to him, but he is the epitome of what is achieved. So, do you feel you have to copy everything that he does?
No.
I mean, things are not right for some and right for others?
100%. I think what works for one person might not work for others. I would say I don't copy what people do. I look at what they do and I see if I can apply it in my own way. For me, I don't do much gym work. I do a lot of stretching and flexibility and mobility stuff. And I don't do the gym work, the weight training, the cardio. I don't do that sort of thing because I don't enjoy it. It goes back to what we were saying earlier. I don't enjoy doing it in the first place. I don't feel a benefit from it. And I don't play well when I ache and when I feel tired. And I think it's something that I could maybe I've done it in the wrong way in the past. And that's something maybe I need to now revisit it. I haven't touched it in 18 months. So maybe I go back and have a look at it. But for now, I'm happy. I feel like when I stand there on the first tee, my body's ready. I'm ready to do what I need to do, and I think that's the main thing really. Is just, am I prepared? Then yes, then it's fine. Roll with it. I'm happy, but yeah, it's an area that you're always kind of analysing and But yeah, I don't think it's a matter of copying people. I think it's a matter of looking at what they do, learning from other people's mistakes and that sort of thing, definitely.
What about mentality? Rory again, Bob Rotella and psychologists, have you been down that route yet? Probably too young, are you?
Yeah, I would like to say so. No, I would say in college I was very independent in everything that I did, and I'd never thought, if you'd have said to me in college, you'll have a psychologist, I would never have believed you. I think I had a rough patch the start of last year. I was playing really good golf and I wasn't getting anything out of it. Made a few changes, they didn't help, and I was just getting really frustrated, and long story short, I was trying too hard. And I think JT said it that when he's just won recently, it is very possible to try too hard. So I did go down the psychologist route. I still work a little bit with someone, but it's more as and when I need it, and we kind of put a few things in place which I'm grateful for, and I would say he helped me, definitely. But I'm looking down other routes to see, can I adopt that into like not a performance psychologist route, but at the end of the day, all that matters in golf is performance. So whether it's mental, physical, whatever it is, it's success, it's performance.
I guess it comes back to what you're saying. If you feel in a good space because you're enjoying it, you're going to play better, aren't you? If everything's in place and you really feel like you're enjoying it, you're ready to go.
100%. So we always talk about when you're letting things happen versus making things happen. When you're playing well, you let things happen. You get out your own way. You don't think about things. If you've hit 10 perfect iron shots in a row, you're not thinking about the water that's just to the right of the hole. But if you haven't hit the middle of the club face yet, and you're on the 6th hole and there's water there, you are thinking about it. And it's that letting it happen rather than trying to force things. If you try and force things, it's never gonna work. So I think it's a lot about, for me, I know my ace and my caddy mentioned it a few times. In France, when I won, I was happy, I was enjoying it. I showed up every morning with a smile on my face. Don't really know why that was. I just did. I was in a good headspace and performed better.
Yeah, no, absolutely. We'll come back to that point in it later on. So we got to Florida State. You're competing at a higher level. You're winning. What's the point where you kind of went, yeah, I'm going to turn pro?
Yeah, so like you say, did my year at Florida State, loved it. Amazing facilities, amazing weather, everything was just amazing. Set me up perfectly for coming home in the summer, and I was just planning on playing amateur golf until the end of the season, going to Q school, figuring out a way of funding that. Because obviously that's not cheap.
You didn't have any funding, as you know.
I had nothing.
So you literally had to work. You know, were you working in Sainsbury's?
No, luckily enough, I'd saved up enough from. No, it sounds silly, not pocket money, but I'd saved up over the years. I wasn't a big social person when I was 17, 18. I didn't go out with all my mates all the time. I was pretty dedicated to golf back then. So that allowed me, when I came out of uni, I had a bit of savings. Mum and Dad helped me out. I still lived at home. It was kind of like, okay, you have enough money now to sort of see yourself for a year or two. Like, we'll pay for your bills and everything and whatever. So it was kind of like, mum and dad paid for my golf as an amateur, and they were always so supportive, and they never once said, like, we need you to pay for this or we need you to pay for that. It was, they didn't have a lot, but what they had, they were happy to give me.
And have you got siblings? You got brothers or sisters?
I've got a sister, yeah.
Okay.
She got a little jealous at times,
Yeah.
Understandably, but I think looking back, she now realises why.
Yeah.
I think my mum and dad have always said as well, so they've always been super fair with everything they've done, which I really admire. What one of us got, the other one got. It was very much like that. But then it's like my dad always says, if my sister had had a passion like I had, he'd have funded that passion. Unfortunately, she didn't, but now she's very happy. She's a teacher. She's got a great life. And so they funded my passion.
Yeah.
And so I didn't have to go to work. I did bits here and there, and I helped people out and things. And,
yeah. But it was golf full time.
It was golf. And then, so I came back in the summer. I played the British Amateur. I played Open.
What was that year?
That was at Lytham, I
Okay.
think it was.
Okay.
Yeah. I never made the cut in the British Amateur.
Right.
Didn't like that. Didn't like that event at all. In fact, I only ever made the cut once in the English Amateur. I think that 36 holes and then into match play just didn't suit me.
Yeah.
But yeah, so went into the summer just planning on playing a full amateur schedule, and then England Golf didn't pick me for the European teams, which was the top six in England, and I was probably, I think at the time on Wagger I would have been fourth best.
Okay.
I was in America. I was playing well. I was doing. I should have been picked.
Right.
It's as simple as that. Not going to beat around the bush.
Yeah. No,
And
absolutely. Yeah.
they basically said to me, "We would like you to stay amateur until the end of the year. We'd like you to play home internationals, but you're not picked for European teams." And so I decided that I wasn't going to let other people decide my fate. I was going to put it into my own hands, which as a professional you do.
Yeah.
I know I got lucky with the invites going down the line, but I always thought that if I was good enough, I could make money. If you're good enough, you'll find your way. And so I turned pro with the help of Stuart Cage and Mark at Octagon and all those guys. And excuse me. And so I'm all right. I'm nearly finished. But yeah, so I turned pro and I was playing clutch events, and I was consistently making money. I was consistently
do you think?
covering costs.
I mean, clutch I see a lot, and do you think? I mean, now we haven't got Euro Tour. Do you think that clutch is a? I mean, it's the only thing that I see a lot of people going into to do. Do you think it's a good way of going straight from amateur and trying to see how you? Because there's a lot of good players playing in that. Because there's nothing else to play in.
Yeah, there is. The Clutch Pro Tour's as deep as anything you'll see. Some of the names a lot of the names on that leaderboard are ex-England players, and there's lots of really good names.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think if you can afford it, if you get the funding, if you do it in the right way, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
I would say it depends how long people want to stay on that tour.
Yeah. It's a stepping stone.
It's a stepping stone.
You want to get off it as quickly as you can going upwards.
Exactly. Yeah. I think I think the people that don't like the idea of that tour have been on it for 3 or 4 years and are not making enough money to cover. They're covering their costs and not making a living.
Yeah.
And I think I don't want this to sound bad in any way, but if you're just covering your costs, are you getting better? Are you? I know we said there's a lot of depth on that tour, but you need to be progressing from that tour into Challenge Tour, into other things. And so, I think it's a great tour. You get good experience, good competition, but it's like I said, it's expensive. You can cover your cost, you won't make money on it. So it's how you want to see it. I was lucky enough at Florida State to get that. I got the funding to do that extra year there, which was, I mean, you see the lads coming out of college now. Look at Ludwig, Victor, Vincent Norman. There's loads of lads that have come out, won straight away on tour. Yeah. It's because the competition levels there are as good as anywhere, and I think that's really telling in a lot of ways. And I think now if I would give anybody advice that's looking at going to America, is do it. Because the competition you get over there is better than you can get here. I think clutch is great. I think great, it's a stepping stone, it's a great platform, but you're not going to make a living on it.
So you went to play those kind of first out, because there's no, you know, when you turn pro, you didn't have a card. You know, you hadn't been to tour school. You were basically, right, I'm jumping and what can I play in? Clutch.
Yeah, so I think the biggest thing that I always say is as soon as I turned pro, my decision to turn pro was based on gaining experience.
Okay.
So my whole thought was, how do I get to where I need to be? Okay, well, I need a lot more experience. I'm 22, like I've not played a ton of golf in Europe or in the UK. I played most of my good golf over in America. So it was kind of like, well, like Stuart Cage always used to say to me, is just go and make money. It's as simple as that. Just go out there, just play golf, and if you play the golf you know you can play, you'll start earning money. So I went, and I think I played 6 or 7 events, won money in everything. Every time I'd come back with a paycheck, whether it was 200 quid, whether it was £1,000, whatever it was a paycheck, and that frees you up to keep going and keep playing, and you know actually if you play all right you can do something. And so I was okay doing that. I was quite happy, and then KG gave me a phone call in. Actually, sorry, no, I've missed a step there. I went to Q School at the Players Club down in Bristol, and I had 11 3-putts, missed the cut by 1, and went home without advancing to second stage, and that hurt. That hurt a lot. But again, I'd played my clutch events, I played that. And I went home and I was like, right, what do I need to do to get better? I went and had a putting lesson, and then I put the clubs away for 10 days. And then I got a phone call on the Tuesday afternoon saying, right, do you want to play Madrid? What are you doing this week? Do you want to go to Madrid? It was like, right, I've got this plan on this day and this plan on that day, but I can change them. So yeah, I'd change them, and then so I changed them and got on a flight that night.
How this came through just a sponsor's invite, was it?
Yeah, so through my management group
Yeah.
at Octagon. So KG works closely with the tour, and so they basically, at the end of the year, they struggled to fill fields because a lot of lads who play both tours, if they're going to lose their card on both tours, they go back to Challenge to try and keep the card on Challenge to at least give them something.
Yeah.
Or they focus on Challenge to try and get into the top 20.
We had Ollie Wilson on, and he said exactly, it was like, do I go and challenge? Because I might, or do I go to the Dunhill? And he went, sorry, I'll go to the Dunhill, and happened to win it.
Exactly. Yeah, but that's how it does. So but it's a big risk, because if he goes to Dunhill and he comes 20th, yes, it's a good paycheck. It's a better paycheck than 20th on Challenge Tour. But actually, those points at the end of the season might be more valuable on Challenge Tour.
Yeah. Okay.
20th on the main tour might get you nothing. It
Yeah.
might get you from 180th to 150th.
Yeah.
But on Challenge, it could get you from 21st to 20th, which
Okay.
gets you a card.
Gotcha.
So anyway, they couldn't fill the field, so I got a phone call. And I was
What year is this?
This was 2022, so
2022.
ago.
Okay.
So straight out of college,
Yeah.
came back in the June. This was in the October, very first week of October. So I went, and again, like I hadn't really played, I hadn't done anything, and I was like, right, let's just go and enjoy it. It's another experience. And I came 13th, just missed a putt on the last hole to come top 10, which would get you in the next week, which was Valderrama, which would have been obviously amazing. But I kind of sat down with the tour, and Paolo was great with me, the player relations guy, and he just said, look, mate, you've done amazing. You've had an invite, you've had an opportunity, and you've shown us you can do something. So he was like, I can't give you an invite, but I can put a good word in, sort of thing. So yeah, essentially, I then was maybe top of the list to get another invite at some point, and then about 6 weeks later, I got a phone call on a Saturday night. It was. So at the time, the Joburg event, the Joburg Open, the South African Open, ran alongside, the same time as the Australian events.
Yes.
So again, management explained to me, well, South Africa you don't need a visa, Australia you do. So we'll get your Australian visa, just in case you get an invite there, because we want to be prepared. And then I got a phone call to say, actually, you don't need your Australian visa, you're in South Africa. And so that was the Saturday night, flew on the Monday with Mum, and yeah.
What was the reason for going, Mum?
I just said, I'm in Joburg, and Mum's like, right, I'm coming.
Brilliant.
So she was just like, I've put the week off work. She was like, I'm coming. So, and then so she came down with me, and then
The rest is history.
we had a great week.
Yeah. So what was it like? I mean, when did you? I've asked this to a couple of people that I've played who have won on tour. This is obviously your second tour event. Yeah, is it?
Third, yeah.
Third tour event.
I got the British the Kazoo Classic at Hillside.
Okay.
And then I came nearly last, but again, that was an experience.
Yeah. But so third time out and you win. I mean, looking back on it, do you think, did you have those nerves coming down 10? Did you realise what was happening? Were you just in, again, I'm enjoying this is pretty good, I'm swinging well, and I'm going to win?
It was pretty much, I'm just enjoying it, and everything's a bonus at this point.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just to go there, enjoy it, get your experience. If you do well, great. I think I shot 8 under the first round with a double and a bogey. Made like 2 eagles, just was on fire. And from that moment, I was like, right, well, I'm leading the tournament, just keep going. And like you say, I was putting well, I was swinging well, it was just, everything was just clicking, and it was very much a let it happen moment, like we just mentioned earlier. It's very much get out your own way, just go and play golf. You're leading a golf tournament, why are you leading? Well, you're playing well, right, we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
And that was it. And then, I led wire to wire, which was pretty cool. And And yeah, ended up coming down the last on Sunday with a small cushion. That was nice.
Yeah, fantastic. And then suddenly you got press. You obviously got your tour card. So all that pressure went away,
Yeah,
in a
so
way.
missing out at first stage at the Players Club wasn't a thought anymore. Yeah, so it's an easy way to do it, really. Isn't it?
Yeah, you got to do it. Yeah.
But no, it was like you say, it was going from I'd booked Portugal Pro Tour, I was planning a schedule on Clutch, I was planning a schedule maybe with some Challenge Tour invites, and then all of a sudden I'm going to Abu Dhabi and Dubai and playing the Dubai Desert Classic. It's like, hang on, this is a little bit different.
Yeah, yeah. And was that a big shock to the system though? Because you're a winner on tour, so you get to play in the proper tee times. You know, you're not getting up, not having to tee off at 6 o'clock in the morning or 3:30 in the afternoon or whatever. You're on those sort of nice tee times, but it comes with extra pressure. It's like, oh, can he kick on from here? Is this going to be the wonder kid? What's happening? You know, blah blah blah.
Yeah, I think at first I struggled a little bit with that. I did put myself under a little bit of pressure. The next couple of events, I finished 50th and 55th. I mean, I made both cuts,
but you made
which
cuts.
was an achievement.
Yeah.
But again, I was playing great golf, so if I hadn't, it would have been a shame. So yeah, and then I went to, I think what kind of stopped that for me was the Dubai Desert Classic. That was when I played I was final group on Sunday with Rory. I was in with a chance to win a Rolex Series event on my 6th start on tour. I mean, that's
huge.
That was pretty cool. So yeah, I think that almost kind of snapped me out of it and was like, right, no, you've won in Joburg, but then you deserve to be here. And I remember Thomas Bjorn actually in Abu Dhabi walking down the first. I got paired with him and Torbjorn Olsen. So you're talking about playing in better groups.
Yeah.
That's a prime example.
Yeah.
So Thursday morning, I'd never met the guy. Shook hands on the first tee, hit our tee shots, walking down, and he goes, he puts his arm around me. He goes, if you're a winner on this tour, you can win anywhere. He said, with the golf you played, you could have beat anybody. Don't let anybody say, oh, it was a weaker field, or it was this, it was that. You've won on tour. You've beat what was in front of me. That's all you can do. And he's like, you've just remember that, and you'll go far. And I still remember that now, obviously.
Yeah.
But I think moments like that, and then moments like Rory final group on Sunday.
What was that like? Because that's pressure. You're playing, best player in the world. Probably at that time, he was probably number one before Scotty took over. Was he?
Yeah. So I think him and Scotty are miles clear of anybody else, aren't they? And at the time, he was world number one. And I remember it was I played with him in the third round as well. And I remember when the draw came out, feeling a little like, oh, I don't know how to feel about that. But I channeled it into a point to prove, and I can compete with him, and that's how I took it. And I went out on the third round and shot 67, played really nice. I mean, he did beat me by 3. It made it look even easier. But I think playing well with him on the third round was good. On the Sunday, on the final round, I was terrible. I went out there, I finished 27th in the event, or whatever it was. I was 4 over through 6 holes. I couldn't hit a barn door. I was terrible. And that's the most nervous I've ever been on a golf course, because I didn't feel like I had full control. I felt like I was swinging with someone else's arms. It was terrible. Oh. But flipped a switch and got it in the clubhouse at 3 over somehow. But that was a real moment for me of like, don't let other people around you influence things, and that was a real learning curve for me. But the experience was invaluable.
Absolutely, because you were 22 then?
I was 22 years old, 6th start on tour.
Amazing. Great, what a start.
But again, to put myself in that position, I was always thinking, well, I'm in this position because I'm playing well. Yeah. So actually I do kind of belong here, like I've earned my place in this final group. That's kind of how I look at it now. Yeah. Still a lot of positives from that week, even though it ended terribly. And
did Rory give you any help? Did he give you any insight? Did you?
I don't think so. No, I think we didn't actually have a direct conversation about it. It was more to do with he kind of, just watching him, just learning from him, was probably the best thing. I think, would I say, I don't think we had any direct conversations about anything in particular. It was, like I say, it was more just learning. But he was a really nice guy. We just had general conversations.
Really?
Yeah, he is just a... I know when he gets in the zone, he doesn't speak and all that, but he was speaking to me back then, and he was trying to win the tournament, and he said to me on... I think the only thing he did say to me was, he said on 17, so he was leading the tournament, and he finished birdie. Patrick Reed finished the same, so he had to finish birdie to win, and so he's right in the thick of it, and walking off 17, he's like, you'll be fine. He's like, keep your head up, like, don't let today affect you. That was the only thing he said to me. Is don't let today define you, don't let it affect you, just keep your head up and keep going.
Nice thing to say, considering he's under that pressure.
Well, exactly. I didn't expect it. I was taken aback by it. But I think he didn't say anything like, oh, improve this, do that. It was more just, keep your head up, keep going, you'll be fine.
Yeah. No, brilliant.
Yeah.
So you've got that, then I guess things get harder on tour. I mean, you become, it's hard, isn't it? I mean, you're playing the best people who want to win. They want to make. They have all their own goals. Did you struggle thereafter, or did you suddenly realise where you were? You were like, oh, hold on a minute, am I really good enough?
Yeah, I don't think I ever had imposter syndrome. I don't think I've ever had that. I don't belong here. I think I've always felt like I belonged. I think I've had times where things have frustrated me and my golf's not going the way I want it to, and lots of other things. But I think overall I always say this to everyone. I play golf for a living. I travel the world. I play amazing golf courses. Go to amazing places, and at the end of the day, I get paid for it. I play golf. Like, every time something gets bad, anytime times get hard on the golf course, it's like I'm still playing golf for a living. So I don't let myself ever get too down and too frustrated with everything, and from that point of view. But I did struggle. I didn't struggle with, like I say, feeling belong. I struggled with my golf. I wasn't playing the golf I wanted to play. But that came back at the end of that year. I finished really nicely at Nedbank and then at Tour Champs and Madrid, and had about a 6-week spell where I played some really good stuff. And that sort of propelled me back into the rankings where I was at the start of the year, and yeah, that gave me the confidence, because in Nedbank you're playing a great field.
Yeah, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, I played with Max Homer in the final 2 rounds when he won. I'm playing with JT. It's like, you're playing with great players here, and I've come 5th. So that really helped remind me that I belonged.
Yeah.
So I've always had good, well-timed reminders. I've never had too many long periods of struggle, I would say.
Did you think, going into the French, you were playing well enough to win?
No chance.
Really?
No, I knew I was playing better than I had been. I think it was one.
I remember seeing Nick from Mashi at Wentworth, and he said, and I think you'd had a really good 3rd round. Was it the 3rd round?
Yeah, I think I played well Saturday. Yeah.
Saturday, and I was like, oh wow. There you go, because obviously you just signed for Mashi.
Yeah.
And I was like, Dan Bradbury, yeah, good signing. He goes, yeah, no, I think it'd be great. Actually, he said, like, if he could putt, he'd be, he's playing well, that kind of stuff. So it was great. Something to watch, something to see, which is really good.
Yeah.
So we then had a chat, and then he said, like, yeah, no, I think he's sort of progressing nicely. And then literally, what was like 2 or 3 weeks later, you win in France.
Yeah, I think Wentworth was a big week for me. I felt like, so I made some changes. I changed caddy and changed a few things in the summer.
Yeah.
And then came out after the summer break. We had like 4 weeks off, and I came back after that, and I felt a lot more positive about my golf. But I still wasn't seeing the results. Wentworth was a big week, played better, and then missed the cut at the Dunhill. Get a Tuesday morning flight to Paris. And Wednesday gets called off because of the rain. The course is flooded. So I've not really I've played 9 holes, practice rounds. I've hit balls on the range for half an hour on Wednesday. That was it. So I had no expectations really for the week, and like I said, I knew I was playing better than I had been, but no way did I show up on that first tee going, I'm going to win this tournament. No chance.
Because it's a fairly good field as well, isn't it?
Yeah, it's really solid field.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's good money. FedEx obviously came from PGA Tour, I'd imagine.
Mm-hmm.
Money, good support. You know, it's one of the oldest tournaments to win, all that kind of stuff.
And it's on a great golf course.
And it's on a very difficult last few hole golf course, isn't it?
Yeah. The Golf National is a proper test, and it was so wet that week.
Yeah, so it's playing really long.
Playing its full length, and I mean, credit to them for to be honest, we all thought on Wednesday that there was going to be a delay on Thursday morning, and there wasn't. It was set up really well, and like I say, I knew from the start of the week I was hitting the ball nicely, but I had been for a little while, but I hadn't seen the results. But the result came. Yeah.
I remember watching, going, I think I turned it on, and I think, did you make birdie on 15 or something?
I birdied 14, 15 and 16, yeah.
That's right, and I think I turned it on at 15, and you made birdie at 16. I was like, oh. I remember you walking out for 18, and you said, oh, I would have done my Barnet if I'd been on the telly. I was like, well, he's confident as well.
Yeah, that was funny. I didn't realise there was a camera following us, but there was no microphone.
Right.
So it's just picked it up on the camera audio. So it's quite famous. Yeah. I want to say something about if I knew I was going to be on TV this much, and I got my Barnet chops. Yeah. And like I said, in the moment, I genuinely don't remember saying that.
Yeah.
Just the adrenaline going through you. It's just it takes over, and you say things and do things you don't.
Yeah. Because it was a big second shot, wasn't it? And then a big couple of putts.
Yeah. I think my chances of making a 4 on that hole, I think it's less than 50%. And add the pressure in of the situation, it's probably half that as well. So yeah, it was a good tee shot, a very good second, a very good first putt, and then a great second putt. It was a combination of lots of good shots, but that's what I needed, and it was that or nothing really, wasn't it? So
yeah, fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously from a Mashi perspective, that was great. I remember seeing loads of people saying well done on LinkedIn, and all that kind of stuff, which was great. And it kind of, you're not just a one-hit wonder then as well.
Well, exactly. I think I mentioned it earlier to you. The winning the second time, it proves the first one wasn't a fluke. Not that anybody thought that. There was lots of reasons to kind of prove against that. But I would definitely say that it was nice to get out the way and show the world that I'm still here, basically. Because I did feel like for a little while I went missing. My golf game went missing.
Yeah.
Which was a shame.
And 2025, how has 2025 started? Probably not as good as you would have hoped. No. Or has it been a bit of a stop-start? I always feel like it's really busy at the beginning, and then it kind of, everybody goes to America, and it's a bit like, where do I play and what do I play in?
Yeah, so we had a really busy end to last year. I played way too much. And then I had a really busy start to the year, and then now I'm just having some downtime. I've had a few weeks off. I've got another couple. And yeah, I think just taking this time to sort of reflect. I haven't played the golf that I need to play. Definitely not. I'm doing the things that I think are the right things. I'm putting the work in, and hopefully that comes good soon, but we'll see. We won't know until the European swing gets going, and we've got a busy summer coming up. I'm playing pretty much every event from Turkey onwards. Yeah. I'll be playing everything, so it's really busy, but I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully the golf will improve. Yeah,
I'm sure it will. But by today's standards, definitely, going eagle birdie for me, that was pretty good. Quite like that.
Yeah, you guys
didn't miss a shot either.
No, I should have made that putt on 9 as well. Eagle, but no, it's golf, isn't it? I started bogey, double bogey, and then you shoot 7 under. It's like
is that what you shot at the end of the day? Was it? Wow. Yeah.
It's just crazy, but
I think that to me is what golfers who have not really played with tour pros don't. It's a bit like any sport. You don't realise how good you guys are. It's a bit like you don't realise how good the top footballers are. You know, you are so, and you have to be that level. If you're not shooting sort of seven under around a golf course you've never seen before, because that's what you've got to do day out, you're not going to really make it, are you?
100%. I mean, you see the guys, we're shooting 15 under around the hardest golf courses in the country. Like, it's, I mean, what was the 16 under when I won at the Golf National? Like, that is, you've got to play golf to such a high standard. But yeah, I think the difference for me is our bad days have to be. Yeah. Like you said, you have to do it every time.
Yeah.
There's lots of scratch golfers, I'm sure, at this club, at lots of other clubs that could go out there and shoot 7 under, but can they do it
every day?
Every day, can they do it consistently?
And can they do it when it's your job? You've got to. That's your only. That's your only source of income, really. I mean, all right, sponsorship X, Y, and Z, but at the end of the day, you only get sponsorship if you earn money. Yeah, playing golf, you know, win prize money. That's what it's all about.
100%, and it's weird to think about golf in money terms. I mean, we're all just trying to win tournaments and things, but it is your life, isn't it? It's your livelihood, it's your career. Yeah. So yeah, it's can you do it when it matters? And I think I was listening to a podcast the other day with Steve Williams, and he was talking about Tiger Woods. And he was saying how the difference between the good and the great is the great improve when it matters more. When the pressure's on, it matters more. Yeah. They're better.
When I was at St Andrews, we did the 2005 Open. It was Tiger won. On the third round, he played with Montgomery, and he was awful. You know, he shot level par, and anybody else would have been
80.
Yeah, without doubt. And he, again, similar to the Seve story, not that, you know, Seve played brilliantly. He basically made a brilliant score, but then he practiced for another 3 hours. Then he came out and won the golf tournament. He's the best there's ever been, and he still knows what he's got to do.
That's the beauty about golf, is it doesn't matter how good you are, you always think you can get better. Yeah. And that's why it's so rewarding but so challenging, and so it will get you if it can, but it's you've got to put the time in, you've got to put the work in, and if you get the results, great.
So 25 now?
Yep.
So where do you see yourself in, say, 10 years' time? I mean, 10 years is a long time. Would you, if you got the opportunity, would you go to the PGA Tour, having lived in America?
100%, yeah. I think that's the natural next step. I love America. Like I say, I spent 5 years out there. I know the place really well, and I would love to be playing PGA Tour events. There's obviously so much history on the European Tour and on the DP World Tour, but I think, obviously from a financial standpoint, you can't turn down the opportunities that they have over there. So yeah, I think that would be the goal in the next. I mean, the goal is every year is to get a PGA Tour card. Was last year, and I didn't achieve it. It's the same this year.
Would you have gone to live?
It's hard to say if until the money's down there in front of you, the contract papers are there in front of you. I don't think anybody can say, "Oh, I wouldn't have taken it." "Oh, I would have taken it." Looking back now, I think there's a few guys that didn't, that wish they had. I think golf will come back together anyway. I don't know if I would, in short. I think I'd need to see the money and see the contract before I made a decision. I wouldn't have said straight up no, that's for sure. But I can't sit here and say I'd have taken it. Look, it's
if it's life-changing money.
Exactly. If it's life-changing money, then you can't. You can't. Some people can't turn that down, and I don't blame anybody that's gone. I don't blame anybody that turned it down. I don't blame anybody that's gone. It's your decision, and until, like I say, until it's offered to me directly, I genuinely don't think I could answer that.
It's quite interesting. I saw that the viewing figures for the PGA Tour since Liv has come on the scene have gone up, and that shows that. And there was the article about it, was that the PGA Tour, which means the DP World Tour, are probably stronger because of Liv, in the fact that they've brought a new dynamic, and that more people are interested in seeing professional golf.
I think Liv's brought a new generation into watching golf. I think my generation wouldn't necessarily sit there and watch the RBC Heritage on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
That's not really my generation's thing. But Live Golf brings something different to the party. I also think those numbers might be a little skewed by the whole Full Swing, the whole Netflix documentary, because I think that was really, really big for golf and massive for obviously the PGA Tour. I think look at what it's done. The Drive to Survive's done for Formula One. It's over the last 10 years they've gone.
Yeah,
they've
massive.
gone to the moon. They have so many more people watching now, and I think I think that the Full Swing's had a similar effect on golf. But I think Live, look, it's a great product to watch. It's if you like that thing, if you like the shotgun starts, if you like this, it's not for everybody. I can honestly sit here and say I think I've watched 30 minutes of coverage since it came on. Don't get me wrong, I have a look at the leaderboards, I have a look to see how people are doing, because it's Tyrrell who I've played with, it's Tom McKibben who I've played with, it's John Rahm, they've got the names. They've got the names that people used to look at on our leaderboards. So I look at the leaderboards, but the coverage is not for me. I don't enjoy watching it. So I think, again, it might have got people into golf, but I don't think the coverage is as good as ours on the DP and the PGA.
And as we've seen, last week, the majors are still the majors, and now even everybody, because you've got that younger group who understand the Masters, they understand the majors. When everybody gets together, we got to watch it.
I don't know this, but I'm assuming that Sunday at the Masters was the most viewed.
It was on Sky.
It was.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the best viewing of golf I've ever seen.
Yeah,
it was
amazing,
unbelievable.
Yeah.
And I think Rory's reaction kind of epitomises everything. It doesn't matter how much money's on the line. It's not about the money. It's about the green jacket. It's about the history. It's about writing your name in a trophy that the best in the sport have held. He celebrated more for that than he did the FedEx Cup, which is $20 million.
He's got enough money, hasn't he?
Exactly. It's not the money.
Yeah.
We talk about the money being life-changing that Liv offered. We earn a lot as golfers anyway. If you're very successful at golf, you will earn a lot of money, regardless of what you play, where you play. It's the history. When you're 20 years after you've passed away, they're not going to remember you for earning $20 million. No. They're going to remember you for the Claret Jug or for
the French Open or whatever.
Well, the FedEx French Open. Obviously.
Yeah.
But no, it is those things that I think Rory proved. It's winning that. If you'd have said to him, I'm sure if you'd have said to him on the Monday morning of the Masters, give us $30 million, we'll give you a green jacket and write name on that trophy, he'd have done it. He'd have probably given every penny in his bank account to do it.
Yeah.
It's not about the money, it's about the history.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
And we need to keep it that way.
It's been great to talk to you. As a Mashi partner, I've been delighted to be able to get you in for an hour or so, which is fantastic. I think, just an insight into what it's like on tour and how you got to be on tour has been a great, certainly an insight to me, hopefully for those who are listening. I wish you all the very best for this season and coming seasons, and look forward to seeing you again very soon.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much indeed. Cheers.